Hi children, are you satisfied with your studies? Today we are going to study Civics second lesson. See the heading? What is it, the children? Yes, diversity and discrimination. Students, if you look around the class, you can see every student is different. Their color, height and weight are different. Someone has curly hair while someone has straight hair. Yes, students, we all are different. But as human beings, we are all members of the same society. We should learn to live in harmony with each other, even if we are different in whatever manner. Okay? In this chapter, we shall see how sometimes people tend to discriminate against each other, which is not fair. Here, 3 points we have to study: prejudice, stereotype, and discrimination. We know within India, each states have different cultures. In this modern age, we all are going in different places. We also meet different types of people in different places. Some are rich, some are poor, some are educated, some are illiterate, some are modern type, some are simple type, etc. But one thing is there, that all have some qualities in them. Children, who is our father of nation? Everybody know it. Yes, Mahatma Gandhi. In the picture we could see a simple man. When we study his history, we will come to know that he led an ordinary life. Simple food habits, half dress, worked on milestone. Do you know, beginning he was working as a lawyer in Britain and South Africa. Because of him, now we are enjoying our freedom. So children, we should not judge others by seeing their physical appearance. In your book, one small story is given. One boy, his name was Pradeep, and his parents were traveling in a car. That road was almost empty. All of a sudden, car stopped. What's the reason, children? Yes, no petrol. Near to them, there was no petrol pump. It was evening. To get little petrol, they waved to some vehicles that was moving that way. Nobody helped them. Then they saw some villagers. Father immediately told his wife to remove all her ornaments and they hid it in the car. Villagers came near to them. They were ready to help them, but Pradeep's father didn't say anything. Then came 2 men on a motorcycle. By seeing their outer appearance, this boy thought that they may harm them. Very politely they asked, here they means that 2 men. What did they want? Then they were ready to buy petrol for them. Before going, they informed them to sit inside and lock the car from inside. After some time, they brought a can of petrol. Boy's father gave them 500 rupees, but they took only 100 rupees. They waited for them to start the vehicle. See, what a nice people. After this incident, the boy asked his father, why did you hide mom's ornaments? Father told him that these villagers are not good. But the boy told, actually, they were good. But the rich people, they didn't help us. His parents had no reply for his words. Now, what is your opinion, children? Okay. Now we will see the first point. What is it? Yes, prejudice. What is it? Prejudice. What is prejudice, children? It's a biased opinion based on insufficient knowledge. This word we can split into 2, pre and judge. Okay, no? Pre and judge. If you make judgment about one matter without knowing it fully, it is prejudice. We may believe something about others, but actually that won't be correct. In our society, some are there affected by this prejudice. Above story, the boy's father also had a prejudice that all the villagers are robbers. Not good. He was not knowing that they were ready to help. People have different types of prejudice like people's color, their language, food habits, religion, clothes and so on. Some think that those who are wearing luxurious clothes, they are decent, and those who are wearing ordinary clothes, they are indecent. Some believes that those who have fair color, they are superior, and dark people, they are inferiors. Earlier, the Britishers were our rulers. That you know, no? Most of the Indians were very poor. So, they thought Britishers were our superiors. So, children, now you understood that prejudice is bad for society. In olden times, some people were so prejudiced that they didn't talk or didn't like to come near to this poor people. Then different divisions started in the society. Because of this, many people suffered in their life. Now also we could see this in some society. So children, we must understand the realities, truth, and then we must take the decisions. Okay? Children, now we will move to the next point. What is it? Yes, stereotype. What is it? Stereotype. What is the meaning of this word stereotype? It means an overgeneralized and preconceived idea or impression of the characteristics of a person or a community. I will say one good example for this. In history, we studied that our great grandparents lived in the forest. Then the men went out to hunt and women stayed back in the caves to look after the children. Slowly, this thought came into our minds that boys are brave and girls are weak and emotional. Only men are suitable for hard work and women must do household work. This is stereotype thinking. Already this thinking is changed. Women proved that they are also strong and capable of doing any work. Are you seeing these two pictures? These pictures are against stereotype thinking only. First one, boy is in the kitchen and preparing something. Common belief is girl should be in the kitchen. Now see the second picture. One girl is playing. Everybody think that not girls but boys play only this game. Other stereotype thinking is children's dress. In some places, some particular color or type of dresses are only for girls and other type or color or dresses are only for boys. By seeing the dress, one could say this what is that, whether that child is boy or girl. Some more examples of stereotype are many things. Poor people are thieves or bad, or in one house any valuable thing is not found, automatically they think that the workers have stolen it. Most of the time they will find it from their own room. Without knowing the fact, we hurt others. So children, stereotypes, prejudice jointly affect our thinking process. By stereotype and this prejudice, the image which is formed in our mind is biased and incorrect and mostly without knowing the details. Sometimes we laugh at others. Children, you are also doing that, no? Or make fun about other communities and hurt their feelings. Now we are living in a society, and in our society we will find different types of people. Some are rich and they have the privilege to study and to do what they like. Some of the poor people get this chance, they will do much better than these people. So many examples are there for this. Think about our former president APJ Abdul Kalam. He was born in a poor family. He worked hard and also studied and became one of the top scientists in India. Then he became our president. Another example is given about the late Dr. Stephen Hawking. When he joined college, he got an incurable disease and then he was not able to move. Remaining 40 years, he was in a wheelchair. But this did not discourage or prevent him to study, and he became one of the world's most renowned physicists. So some will come out from this thinking, but some will be affected by this thinking. Now children, look at this column. Here it is written some common stereotypes prevalent in our society. First column, what is it? Image it is written. That is a common thinking. First see, people from the village are poor, illiterate and superstitious. That is a common thinking. Now, why this coming, or what is the reason? There were less facilities of education and growth for these poor people. Business and job opportunities were less in villages and all. It is like that, no? Lack of education and poverty made them believe in superstitions. Now, what is the reality today at present? What is the reality? Villagers today are very aware and educated. The TV and internet connectivity has given them access to information. They have started farming as well and run small industries. Now they are progressing. Now second column you see, what is the common thinking? People of some caste are low and should not be allowed to do certain things. Earlier it was there. Now what's the reason? You have already read about the caste system in India which developed during the Vedic times. As the time passed, the system changed and those who did jobs like cleaning etc. were thought to be unclean and unhygienic. People still discriminate them because of this perception. Now also it is there, children, in our society. So now at present, what is the reality? Untouchability has now been declared illegal. By law, everyone should get education and should get equal opportunities. There should be no discrimination based on caste. Now it is illegal. All should get what is that? Education. All are equal in front of the law. Now third column you see. People who have physical disabilities due to some disease or accident are incapable and incomplete. That is the thinking. Now, reason what is that? Accidents, injuries and disease can happen to anyone and cause a person to lose limbs or power of some sense like vision, hearing, etc. But this is only a small setback. Most disabled people are self-sufficient and are able to fulfill their duties. Now only we have seen one example, good example. What is that? Later, Dr. Stephen Hawking. We have seen his picture, no? But later, he became a great physicist. Now, what is the reality today? There are many disabled people who have made huge contributions to their fields. Their disability did not come in the way of their work or stop them from seeking excellence in their chosen fields. The example only this Abdul Kalam and Stephen Hawking. Understood now, children? Now we will study the last point. Yes, what is it? Discrimination. To understand how discrimination works in our society, in this book given one story. Here about one family it is written. In that family there were two children. Their parents and grandmother. They were there in that family. Grandmother used to tell stories from their holy book. She was very strict with her food. She didn't eat what the cook prepared. She was having her own kitchen and there she prepared her food. What is the reason, children? Because the cook belonged to the low caste. One day they went outside. They had gone for a picnic. While returning, it started to rain heavily. Their vehicle also got stuck in a pit. Other people came there. They told them to get out of the vehicle. Except grandmother, all of them got down. Why? She is old, no? That is why. Then one man helped her. He lifted her and then took her to a safer place. They were waiting for the vehicle. Suddenly the boy asked his grandma, "Grandma, why didn't you ask him about his caste? He cleans our school building. He belongs to the low caste. Grandma, you only told us Lord Rama ate fruits from a woman of low caste. You pray to Lord Rama. Then why do you differentiate this girl?" Grandmother was speechless. That time onward, she ate what their cook prepared. She realized the truth. She understood that we should not discriminate others. Here, discrimination means to set apart or separate as being different. It's a social evil, children. This discrimination is a social evil. In olden times, people were divided into different classes. That also I already told. How? According to their jobs. Those who were doing cleaning, washing or doing simple work, they were considered lower caste. They were not allowed to come in common places. The upper class people didn't allow them to come even to their houses. These high caste people enjoyed all the facilities. They were prospered. Here you can see one sanitation worker. She also, the people they think that she also belongs to lower caste. Next, we will study about three main discriminations. First, gender inequality. What is it, children? It means that men and women are treated differently. In the beginning, I told already about it. For a long time in our societies, boys have been given privileges than girls. Males were considered superior than females. Some preferences are given here. What are they? More love and care at home. To whom? Boys. Given better diet, good food for boys, provided higher education, allowed to go out and take up employment. But girls, they were not given these preferences. Okay. Here you can see some steps taken by the government against gender inequality. What is that? Equal wages for equal work. Equal wages for equal work. That means men and women will get equal wages. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign. That you know very well. For girls. Because girls, they were not allowed to get education. That's why this campaign came. Health programs for women. That also started. Suganya Samruddhi scheme. What is it, Suganya? It's a central government backed scheme to help parents to save for marriage and higher education if the child is girl child. That also for girls only. After this Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign, this scheme came. So it are all things for these girls and women only. Now, even now in job there is a disparity between the wages of men and women. How, children? More money for men and less money for women. Government doing so many things, but in our society it is not seeing sometimes. Anyway, our law is against it. Government is trying to remove this gender inequality. Now, next one is economic inequality. It is there in every society. In your class, you could see some are lazy, average intelligent, some are intelligent, clever and smart. Those who are clever and intelligent will study, will get good job and money. Those who don't have job or land will have less money. So there are inequalities. In this picture, you can see one side slum area and opposite side big buildings, isn't it? Because of following reasons, over a period of time, these inequalities were widened. Here 4 points are there. Children of richer people get better quality of education. Now also somewhat like that only, no? Poor people, their children, they won't get a good education. They get more nourishing food. This rich children enjoy better health and get better medical treatment when required. They get better opportunities. Everything for rich people, isn't it? So those who are rich prospered. There is gap between rich and poor. Government is working against for this. For poor children's education, good health and job, they are doing many things. However, now also this inequality is there in our society. Next point is fundamental rights against discrimination. Isn't it? Fundamental rights against discrimination. To protect the weak and the low caste people, different laws are there in our constitution. It gives fundamental rights to us. For what, children? To eradicate, remove different types of discriminations in our society. Here you can see these 6 fundamental rights. Which are they? Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, right to constitutional remedies, cultural and educational rights. About these 6 rights you will study later. Already we studied discrimination is a social evil. Already we studied, no? You understood that. We should not discriminate anyone for any reason. All have the right to live, to study, to work, to earn, to get respect from others. Everybody have the freedom to follow one religion of their own choice, celebrate festivals, and use their own language. We know our India is a secular country. We have given freedom. At the same time, it is our duty to respect others also. Children, remember it. We have given freedom. At the same time, it is our duty to respect others also. We should treat everyone as equals. Sad thing is that now also many children are illiterate. So we must try our best to give education, good opportunities, so that they also must lead a better life. Okay, thank you children. Our lesson is over. Study well. I'll give you the notes. Okay.